This was Alamein 4 years ago, the moment of reassertion of Britain's spirit, the very turning point of the war, when such a barrage as war had never seen before struck the weapons from Rommel's hand and began the irresistible surge of our armor and infantry which drove the enemy from Africa, and was then within 60 miles of Alexandria. He could see the Suez Canal and our eastern lifeline all in his grip. But he was done. Aerial bombardment had already softened his defenses, the artillery had burst open the door, and the PBI did the rest. The PBI. If you were there, you'll remember. If you weren't, you can imagine the heat, the stench, the endless cloud of stinging, searing, sun-baked sand, the sweat, and the incredible violence of the protecting barrage creeping ceaselessly forward. But not only the dust, the exhausting effort, the blood and the strain, the exhilaration of going forward, of feeling that the enemy had shot his bolt, and then of knowing that he was finished. This was the end of a black phase, and the opening of a glorious new chapter in Allied fortunes. This was the great African victory. This was 4 incredible years ago. This is 1946, and more than 5,000 desert rats have come to the Albert Hall to rekindle the comradeship of battle. And to greet them, the man who made them one of the world's most famous armies.
I want to give a very hearty greeting to everybody here tonight. It's a very large gathering and it's a wonderful show. This reunion, it started from very small beginnings and has gone on to this great gathering. And it's a historic gathering. Historic gathering and a reunion for many old friends. I personally would like to come down and shake hands with every man here, but obviously that is not possible. What a wonderful army ours was, the 8th Army of immortal fame. Together, you and I, we went from Alamein to halfway up Italy. We never lost a battle, and we never gave up a yard of ground, never. We were united and confident, and always prepared. And they were great assets, those things, great assets, and they gave us strength, and they gave us victory.
And how could an army fail? 5,000 desert rats have an Alamein night guest of honor, and in presenting him, Monty has recalled 2 of his most famous utterances. That come invasion to Britain, all Britons would fight on the beaches and in the streets. That we had one plain objective, complete victory.
Soldiers and comrades, I thank you very much for your kindly welcome, and I must thank General Montgomery for all the I'll come into that later, for all the compliments which he paid me. Of course, politicians don't always like having their old speeches flung up at them, but I didn't think they were so bad, after all, when I heard them read out by him. General Montgomery, I think we had one of the greatest masters of the art of war which British history claims. Good luck to you all. God bless you. The 8th Army forever.
This is no matter of politics, but the mutual admiration of great fighters and a great leader. The leader who knew the mind and temper of the people. The fighters who stemmed, threw back and destroyed the forces of degraded tyranny. The world will remember the Battle of Alamein, stark standing in the pages of history, vivid still in the memories of the men who fought it, ordinary, plain men, whose comradeship in common purpose forged bonds that time cannot dissolve. With the heroes of the Battle of Britain, with the defenders of Stalingrad, these are the men who stemmed and turned the flooding tide of disaster. The 8th Army.